Hello and welcome to all of our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Ramsey Enoch. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times 276. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. President Bola Tinubu says his reform in the past 2 years in office are laying a sustainable foundation for a more prosperous future for Nigerians. Tinubu, who was elected as president on May 29, 2023, stated in a statement that his renewed hope agenda is working to reduce the cost of living, promote economic justice, and build a business-friendly economy that attracts investment and supports every Nigerian. He framed this effort as building blocks for a more sustainable future, thanking Nigerians for their unwavering support. In the meantime, as President Bola Tinubu's administration marks its second year in office, former President Muhammadu Buhari has warned against letting necessary reforms and desired changes be derailed by domestic politics capable of distracting the government. In a statement signed by his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, the former president insisted that combating poverty and inflation problems he acknowledged have hit the poorest families the hardest cannot fall on the ground alone. Buhari congratulated President Tinubu on his midterm and urged Nigerians to manage their expectations from the government, noting that reforms would achieve success globally, not overnight. Suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalaya Fubara has called on the people of the state to set aside past political differences and unite in rebuilding a stronger, more prosperous Rivers. He made this appeal in a statement to commemorate the second anniversary of his administration and acknowledge that political challenges had at times slowed the pace of development. Fubara also highlighted notable achievements in key sectors including healthcare, education, infrastructure, youth empowerment, human capital development, and the inclusion of women in governance. The federal government has introduced specialized high national diploma, that is HND programs, in artificial intelligence, that is AI. The Executive Secretary of the National Board for Technical Education, that is NBTE, Professor Idris Bugaje, disclosed this in an interview in Abuja. Bugaje said other newly introduced degrees programs include cybersecurity, software engineering, and networking. Senators have linked the current upsurge in banditry and Boko Haram activities to the 2027 elections. Speaking during discussions on a motion of urgent importance on the many cases of Boko Haram and banditry, sponsored by Senator Shaibu Issa Lawu, PDP Taraba North, both Senators Sunday Karimi, APC Kogi West, and Danjuma Goje, APC Gombe Central, urged the federal government to look deeper into cases of Boko Haram and the 2027 elections. Saying a similar trend trailed the 2015 elections, Senator Karimi worried and warned that there might be similar cases before the 2027 election like it was in 2015 elections, where some individuals prepare for violence in case they lost at the polls. With the official birth of opposition coalitions spearheaded by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, there are permutations over how the movement will transform into a force within the next 1 year. The coalition came to limelight at a time when Nigeria is experiencing a gale of defection to the All Progressive Congress, APC, as part of efforts to ensure Tinubu returns to power in 2027. Amid the defection, the coalition has been able to pull together other bigwigs like Atiku, Peter Obi of the Labour Party, former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Baba Chilawa, former Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, among others. The West African Examination Council, that is WAEC, has apologized for delay in conducting English Language Paper 2 in the ongoing 2025 West African Senior School Certificate Examination. In a statement by Moyosola Adesina, Acting Head of Public Affairs Department of the examination body, the council said it encountered challenges. WAEC noted that it successfully achieved its objective, but inadvertently impacted the timeliness and seamless conduct of the examination. You're watching the live broadcast of Midday News. When Midday News returns, United States Trade Court blocks Trump tariff, saying President exceeded any authority. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports story on the other side of this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now let's take you to the world of business, where the Debt Management Office has announced that the federal government raised over 2 trillion naira for its 300 billion naira Series 7 sovereign sukuk bond. The management said the sukuk bond recorded an unprecedented subscription excess of 735%, noting that this is a clear evidence of the huge investor appetite for its instrument introduced since 2017. Nigeria has relinquished its long-held position as Africa's largest importer of refined petroleum products, following the ramp-up of operations at the Dangote Petrochemical Refinery. New data from Special Consulting Company for the African Downstream Energy Market, that is CITAC, says South Africa has now overtaken Nigeria as the country's largest fuel importer, a development that signals a significant shift in Africa's downstream oil market. The refinery, which began large-scale production in early 2024, is already disrupting establishment trade flows across sub-Saharan Africa and reshaping the continent's energy dynamics with a refining capacity of 650,000 barrels per day, the largest single-train refinery in the world. Its rising output is sharply reducing Nigeria's dependence on petrol imports. The Federal Inland Revenue Service has engaged the players in the oil and gas sector of Nigeria on early integration into the merchant buyer solution interface ahead of the rollout of Nigeria's national e-invoicing system on July 25. Speaking during a stakeholders engagement session held in Lagos with players in the oil and gas services and midstream sector, officials of the agency confirmed that the system is fully operational, with several large taxpayers already piloting its use ahead of the July 25, 2025 rollout. The FIRS says early adoption will enhance compliance, improve transaction transparency, and support seamless tax administration. United States Federal Court has blocked President Donald Trump's sweeping tariff in a major blow to a key component of his economic policy. The Court of International Trade ruled that an emergency law invoked by the White House did not give the presidential unilateral authority to impose a tariff on nearly every country. The Manhattan-based court said the U.S. Constitution gives Congress exclusive power to regulate commerce with other nations, and this was not subsided by the president's remit to safeguard the economy. The Trump administration launched an appeal within minutes of the ruling. Now on the foreign scene, President Donald Trump's administration has vowed to aggressively revoke visas of Chinese students, one of the largest sources of revenue for American universities, in his latest broadside against U.S. higher education. The announcement by Secretary of State Marco Rubio marked a show of defiance, and after China criticized his decision a day earlier to suspend visa appointments for students worldwide, at least temporarily. Israeli minister says 22 new Jewish settlements have been approved in the occupied West Bank, which record the biggest expansion in decades. The Defense Minister Israel Katz and Finance Minister Basil Smotrich said several already exist as outposts built without government authorization but will now be made legal under Israeli law. The issue of settlement, which are widely seen as illegal under international law, though Israel disputes this one of the most contentious area of dispute between Israel and the Palestinians. Katz noted that move present And now in sport, Ogun State government has described the protest, which was staged by athletes representing the state at the 22nd National Sport Festival, as an act of impatience, as says the government had concluded plans to settle their allowances. Some of the athletes representing the host state had expressed their displeasure over unpaid allowances at the Games Village in Babcock University, Elation Remo, blocking the gate of the facility and leaving other participants stranded for hours. Their action came 2 days before the end of the multi-sport event, starting their demonstration as early as 5:30 a.m. and reopening the gates at 12:45 p.m. after confirming the receipt of some amount of money. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have beaten the Black Stars of Ghana 2-1 in the Unity Cup semi-final at the Gloch Community Stadium in London. Cyril Deza opened the scoring in the 14th minute with a clinch finish, assisted by Sadiq Ismail just 5 minutes later. Nigeria's advantage was extended when Ghana's Razak Simpson accidentally turned the ball into his net, gifting the Super Eagles a crucial second goal. Ghana struggled to respond, failing to record a single shot on target in the opening 45 minutes. Bayern Munich has signed German international defender Jonathan Tah on a free transfer from Bayern Leverkusen. The 27-year-old has signed a 4-year deal, which will keep him in Munich until 2029. Tah spent a decade at Leverkusen, winning an unbeaten league and cup double in the 2023-24. He told Leverkusen he would not be extending his contract beyond 2025 and was given a big farewell at his last home game in May. That's it on Global TV Midday News. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen. using at Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. Thank you for watching.